What's going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video, where today we're going to be taking a look at a Chandelure deck. Now, this deck is a lot of fun to play and is actually pretty consistent, and it has potential to do a lot of damage here. Spirit Burner, 10 damage. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck. This attack does 60 more damage for each Pokemon you discarded in this way. Then put any number of fire Pokemon you discarded in this way onto your bench. And we have a couple Pokemon here that can boost that damage. We've got Mystical Torch here with Delphox, which allows us to burn our opponent's Pokemon. So we don't play the basics and the stage 1s for a lot of these stage 2 Pokemon. We're just going to put them directly onto our bench with the Spirit Burner attack. So Delphox lets us do that. Incineroar also lets us do additional damage with Strong Cheer. Your opponent's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. And then we also have Charizard as an attacker here. Roaring Resolve, letting us search our deck for up to 2 Fire Energy cards and attach them to this Charizard. And then we also have ways to power it up with the Blaziken here, so that Continuous Blaze Ball can do a bunch of damage and kind of close out games for us if need be. So I do need to also give credit real fast. This is not my list. This is actually my friend Azul's list. He posted a video over on his YouTube channel with this deck, and it just looked like so much fun. It looked really, really consistent. He built a really straightforward and consistent list. As you can see, we've only got 2 rows, basically, the third row just being the energy cards. So really consistent, really just kind of, like I said, basic and straightforward, but it does the job that it sets out to do. So huge shout out to Azul for making this deck, and I'm going to be playing it today. I'm going to leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description of this video, so you guys should definitely go check him out over there. He's been putting out a ton of great content. If you guys are involved in the competitive Pokemon TCG, you know that Azul's one of the best players in the game, and yeah, he's been killing it over on YouTube the past few months, so shout outs to him. And yeah, we're going to hop over to the Versus Ladder. This is his Chandelure deck. We're going to see how it does for us, and go ahead and hop into things here. See if we can't come away with a win or 2 in the video, and Spirit Burner for a bunch of potential damage. So here we go, game number 1, going up against Sonic Hoot, who is playing a colorless Psychic deck. Colorless and Psychic, I want to say Psychic makes me think Malamar first, obviously, but there's no metal type, so he's not playing Jirachi, so I'm really not sure what this could be. We are going to get to take a mulligan here, or we both mulligan at least, so we'll get to see our opponent's hand, see kind of what they've got going on. It looks like we're going to mulligan once again, and we see Rainbow Energy, Recycle Energy, Aerodactyl. What the heck is going on here? Professor Elm's Lecture, Psychic Energy, Psychic type, I should say, Recycle Energy, Rainbow Energy. I don't even know what's happening. We're just going to have to see what our opponent is playing. I have no clue at all. We're going to have to see what it is, because I'm pretty unsure at this point. We did have to take 5 mulligans. We do only have the 4 Litwick as our only basics in the deck, so that is definitely, you know, something that you have to consider when you're playing this thing, but we've got a pretty decent setup going on. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be Tranquil, Pidgeotto, and the Latios GX is the Psychic type, I guess, just to clear vision. I guess getting rid of cross division. So Tranquil, stage 2 Pokemon, lets you shuffle all energy attached to both active Pokemon into the deck. So really not too sure what else to expect from our opponent's deck. Probably just like a straight up Tranquil deck. I'm surprised they don't play Jirachi. This is actually a deck that Azul has been playing on his stream recently, and he has been playing it with Jirachis, and that seemed pretty consistent, honestly. So let's go ahead and just grab a Litwick here, put that into the hand. We're going to play a Greens Exploration as well, and with this we will probably just get a Giant Hearth because we want to find energy next turn. And then we're going to bench the Litwick here. And other than that, though, I think we are don't need too much. I guess we just get a Bill's Analysis. We don't want to get greens, another greens. We do have one for next turn to use, and then after that, we are just going to be having a bunch of abilities in play, ideally. So we could Giant Hearth this turn to get an attachment. I guess we might as well go ahead and guarantee an attachment, and we're just going to discard the Pokégear 3.0. think that's the best thing to get rid of out of this hand. I did want to try out playing the Psychic-type Lampents with Mysterious Treasure, so that, you know, you had a way to search Lampent. You could go greens for Treasure to get the Lampent, and then Dusk Stone to get the Chandelure, but opted against that just because I wanted to keep it pretty calm and consistent, and like I said, I liked Azul's list a lot. Anytime I tried to tweak something or change something, it just felt like his list was good, so we're going to stick with it. So, yeah, our opponent started the Latios GX. I assume they took these Pokemon off of their mulligans. Latios is probably not something they really wanted to put in play in this matchup, but it's not like it's anything that we can really abuse, because once it retreats, we are not going to be able to bring it back up to the active. So, our opponent here, we'll have to see what else they can get going on the first turn. An Elms would be probably great for them, just to get another Pidgey, another Pidove, and probably just a Pidgeotto for the next turn. And yeah, that is what they're going to go with. Let's see if those are the Pokemon they end up getting. Setting up multiple Pidgeottos is definitely important. And there's just going to be double Pidgeotto and Pidove, so maybe they have another Pidgey in hand, or they want to keep a bench spot open, which I definitely understand as well. Gonna go ahead and just put a Rainbow Energy on the active. They could just go ahead and Clear Vision. That really doesn't do anything, though. We don't have any GX Pokemon. There's no GX attacks we can copy in the deck. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and throw this guy up here. And we're just going to Greens Exploration. I guess we just go ahead and get a Brock's Grit in our hands, because we're going to want to shuffle some Pokemon back eventually. And we can get a Dusk Stone for the next turn if we find a Lampent on the discard. So I think that seems pretty good, and then we'll keep the Bills. Yeah, and we'll play this first so that they don't know that we have a second Dusk Stone in our hands, because that's, you know, reasons, right? And yeah, Dusk Stone, gonna grab us the Chandelure. We can go ahead and Giant Hearth, and I think we'll just get rid of, I don't think their deck plays any stadiums. We'll just get rid of the Fire Energy, though. If we hit Blaziken, we can use that to accelerate some energies back into play. And we'll just go for the Spirit Burner. Getting a knockout here would be huge for us. We have to discard 3 Pokemon to do it. So let's see if we can discard 3 Pokemon. I only saw 1 in there, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, just doing 70, and it is just the Blaziken. Not ideal, not ideal. And this is where things can get scary. If they knocked out our Chandelure here, we might be in trouble. But fortunately for us, I think we're just not going to put this on play, because we don't need it really at this point. We might want to Brock's Grit it back. I think we want to get like Charizard down. We want to get other Chandelure pieces down. But fortunately for us, I don't think our opponent's going to have really any way to knock us out this turn, right? Like, even if they had a way to put 2 energy on Latios here, they can do 120 to us, and they're most likely going to be attacking with the Tranquil, which, like I said, does 90 damage. And it's actually pretty fortunate for us. This probably is just like a decent matchup for us, because the energies are all going to, like, all of our attackers, either Chandelure or Charizard, either pull energy directly out of the deck in Charizard, or only cost 1 energy to attack with. So if they shuffle our energy back in, we're just going to be able to Giant Hearth and find it again. So we don't even have anything to worry about. So here comes the Candy into the Tranquil. Yep, Downburst, 90 damage. You may have each player shuffle all cards attached to their active Pokemon into their deck. So this is definitely, you know, really strong against a lot of the Charizard decks that cost, you know, so many energy to use their attacks. But it's also really cool with triple acceleration energy, because the effects come before the cost of having to discard this energy. So they'll have us both shuffle our cards in, and they don't have to discard that energy, which is super, super strong for them. Alright, so let's start things off with a Giant Hearth. What does this deck play any stadiums? I can't remember. I don't really think it does. We'll just discard another energy for now, just thinning some cards out, and we're going to Brock's Grit. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I even said we're going to Brock's Grit. I meant to Bill's Analysis. So that was definitely poor. It is what it is, I guess. And we'll go for a Spirit Burner here. Let's see, I think we, discarded enough Pokemon there so we can get down Lampent, Incineroar, and yeah, we'll go ahead and throw the Blaziken down. We should have just done that last turn. I guess Brock's Grit, maybe if we hadn't done that, we wouldn't have hit that Blaziken. We wouldn't have gotten the knockout, so actually we would have still even gotten the knockout. Didn't even matter, I'm pretty sure. Wait, how do we do 190? It does 60, 36. Yeah. Okay. That's, yeah, so if we had just discarded these two, we would have done 130. So maybe it's a good thing we sent the Blaziken back in. We do have the Lampent here. We can use that Dusk Stone. We definitely needed to find a Lampent for sure off of that. Otherwise, we might be in trouble. Can't believe we didn't play the Bills last turn. That is a oops from us, but it is what it is. They do get another Unpheasant setup, though. Pretty consistent looking decks so far. Gonna see what they draw off of the 6 from Cynthia. I don't think they've used their airmails yet. They do get another rare candy into the Unpheasant. But I think if we ever just KO 3 Unpheasants, like, we probably should be able to just win the game. And we do get the boosted damage, of course, from Strong Cheer, so now we only need to discard 2 Pokemon. Alright, so we'll send this guy up. And, yeah, go right for a Dusk Stone. Got 5 energy in the deck. And 4 Charizard. Lots of Pokemon still. So, your opponent's Pokemon's 30 more damage, so nothing here is going to knock out an Unpheasant besides another Chandelure. So I don't think we even fire started to anything yet. Let's go for the Bill's Analysis. We will do that correctly this time. Just get these. And we saw a lot of Pokemon there. There's just not much in the deck besides Pokemon at this point. So, alright, we'll go for the Spirit Burner. Let's see what we hit. We need 3 Pokemon, or just 2 Pokemon actually, because of the Incineroar. We did hit enough. So let's do this. Throw these 2 down. Delphox and a Chandelure. The Delphox might not have even been necessary. Maybe should have saved a bench spot for potentially getting down a Charizard. But we can still hit one off this next Chandelure. And I want to be able to guarantee that we have attackers, for sure. And there are 4 Pokemon in the discard at this time. And we could even start to power up Delphox to do 150 damage. Oh, they do play Power Plants, okay. Couldn't remember if they would play any stadiums or not, but I guess Power Plant definitely makes sense in the deck. Alright, here comes a Downburst. Yeah, and this just seems like a tough matchup for our opponent. Alright, on to our turn. We do get a Charizard. So let's start with a... well, definitely Mystical Torch. We will... let's go ahead and Hearth. Discard. Attach the active. We'll go ahead and start to power up Delphox. In case we... I guess that's the most reasonable thing to power up at this point. Probably Chandelure first. Never mind. I changed my mind. We'll go with Chandelure first. Even if we don't hit, they will get knocked out if they don't heal burn. Coming back, right? So if we hit 2, we get the knockout. If we only hit 1, we do 60, 70... we do 100, and then they would get knocked out. Yeah, so I think we just hold the Brox for now to put back Chandelure if need be. And yeah, I think we did hit there plenty. No Pokemon to put on the bench. Unfortunately, wouldn't mind throwing down that Charizard. But we can shuffle a bunch of Pokemon back next turn. And we get a Lampent out of the prizes, which is actually great. We can evolve here, use Dusk Stone, save this Chandelure. And yeah, from here, I just don't really know. Like, my opponent, they're trading... like, we're going to knock out 2 Pokemon for every 1 Chandelure they can knock out, unfortunately for them. I think they're trying to figure out a way that they can win this game. They're already down 3-3 Unpheasant. Oh, man. It seems tough. Reset Stamp is just a powerful card for sure. So that might be something they are considering. If they can just Reset Stamp us to a low hand size, maybe they can win from there. Here comes an Acrobike. Discards Pidgey. Yeah, maybe we should have started to power up the Delphox even, because I'm trying to think how we could lose. And we could lose if they, like, Reset Stamped us into bad cards this turn. Here comes Pecom. Gets rid of Aerodactyl. The Aerodactyl is definitely interesting. And then we also know they play Recycle Energy and Rainbow Energy. Here comes a Pidgeotto. You already know, though, there's the Pidgeotto. Let's see what the airmail finds for them here. I don't know what they are really going to be able to do. Here comes the Red's challenge, though. Going to let them discard. Oh, they discarded an Unpheasant, actually. So I guess they're just sacking the Pidove here. They've got some sort of game plan. At least some sort of game plan. Fossil. Yeah, they want to go with the Aerodactyl, I guess, is their game plan. Try to get that going. We're just going to go ahead and go here. We'll Dusk Stone. Get this guy out. We can Giant Hearth. Got a decent amount of energy still in the deck. And we know that these guys can attack, of course. And we definitely want Brock's Grit this turn because there are a ton of Pokemon in our discard pile. So let's put back Charizard, Chandelure, Incineroar. Probably the Lampent still is potentially good for us. And we'll put back the Blaziken and Delphox. I think that's probably our best options. And yeah, we'll go for the Mystical Torch. I don't think that will matter too much. We only need to discard one Pokemon here. And that was more than one Pokemon. I guess we could theoretically deck out. So that's something we do actually need to consider is the deck out potential. We have one Brock's Grit left. And this is where Charizard is important to be able to not deck out, potentially. But what we can try to do is Fire Stream onto here, attach onto here. And then I think we'll be fine because we just Brock's Grit a bunch of Pokemon back next turn. Fill our deck back up. And we should be chilling. Comes the Acrobike, gets rid of a Power Plant. Pokégear here. They went ahead and sent up the unidentified fossil instead of getting like the Latios active, so they must be pretty convinced they'll be able to get Aerodactyl here. And they send up the... They've got the Aerodactyl. Here comes the Triple Acceleration. Fossil Fangs was only going to do 90 damage because they do have that Latios in play that they started with. But it will still be enough to knock out this Chandelure. And yeah, we will send up this Chandelure. Brock's Grit some Pokemon back in. I guess we send up this one. Don't know that that matters too much. Okay, so there's a Lampent. There is an Energy for turn here. Fire starter onto it. Go ahead and use that Mystical Torch. We could Brock's Grit here. We could also just wait and do it next turn to put cards back if we need to. Because I think we should be guaranteed knockout here. We know there's at least 2 Charizards in the deck. We're discarding 5. I guess we'll just go ahead and do it. Put these back. Charizard comes back. I guess we could put a couple energy back for the Charizard, potentially. And we'll put these back as well. I don't know if this is even correct. I don't know if it even matters. We'll just do it, though, for now. I guess we could have Giant Hearthed away a Charizard. Yeah, more than enough damage there. And we will throw down... Didn't get a Charizard. We'll just get down the Blaziken, though, so we have that energy acceleration if we do need it. And we have game next turn by just attaching to the active, retreating into Delphox, and we can knock out anything they could send up with a Fire Spin, especially after Mystical Torch and Strong Cheers boosting our damage. Here comes a Mew. Don't know what that's really going to do for them. We should be able to close this one out. Tranquil definitely seems like a really unique idea. And it's something we might do a video on in the future. The card is really unique and really cool. Bunch of airmails here. They're going to just attach a Recycle. There's the Lusamine getting Power Plant. So I guess their game plan might be Power Plant, Reset Stamp. Nope, not even going to be that. So with that, we'll just Mystical Torch. We will attach to the active. We will retreat. And here we go. Yeah, Fire Spin for the knockout. GG's. 1200 damage done, so you can definitely rack up your damage done with this deck pretty quickly, because you are usually overkilling your opponent a lot of times. So Pika the Brute here, playing a Fire, Dark, and Colorless deck. Fire, Dark, Colorless. Maybe some sort of Incineroar deck? That's what I think of when I think of Fire and Dark type, because it is a Fire Dark Pokemon. Oh my gosh. We are going to lose this game. This is not good. Not good at all, but we'll see what our opponent is playing. We got an energy at least. So I guess we have to just go get another Litwick for now. So we don't just like straight up lose. And we'll hold the fire because I don't know what our opponent's playing. And if we attach here, there's a chance that on our second turn gets knocked out if we don't top deck a Dusk Stone to get a Chandelure, and then we are just out of energy, so things get tough there. Here comes a Cherish Ball, so it just looks like a Reshiram and Charizard deck. So maybe just like a Green Zard deck with Hoopa and Eevee Snorlax, and maybe like the Lugia GX. Could be that. We know they don't play Dedenne based on their typings in the beginning. They're not going to bench either their Charizards. I guess they think they are not in danger of anything. Which they're really not that in danger of anything. We're the ones who are in danger. Puts it down to 230. Don't know if that math is ever that relevant. I guess we'll just go for it. Fireworks. Damage is damage. Could be relevant. Who knows? We'll pass it over to our opponents. And we do have the attack next turn at least, so we can get things going, potentially, but our deck is still super thick. Oh, and they just don't have anything going on either. We get double Chandelure here. Now I wish we had saved that Fire Energy, but I didn't know what we were gonna be getting. And we gotta hope we hit some Pokemon here on Spirit Burner. That looked like some non-Pokemon right there. We did hit a Blaziken, though. We'll throw that down so we can start to charge up this Chandelure if we don't get knocked out. We threw away a Greens and a Bills and a couple of Energy. That's not good. Mixed Herbs here is going to heal their Eevee Lex. Here comes the Charizard and the pass. Yeah, so they're just kind of dead drawing as well. So we will Fire Starter. And I guess we just Pecom this back into the deck and then get nothing? I don't want to take a Pokemon out of the deck. Yeah, getting another Litwick doesn't do it for us, really. We're just going to go to that 0-card hand. We're going to Spirit Burner. Oh, man. 2 Brock's Grit we just discarded. That's not good. And we only got a Litwick. We are not going to bench that guy. Our opponent is definitely having a slow go of things, but there's a Welder. That can definitely turn things around. Let's see where they attach their energy. Just to the active, they do still need 2 more in order to knock us out with Dump Truck Press. Maybe we'll see a Cheer Up this turn. They must have top decked the energy. They must have had the Welder. We're waiting for an energy. They don't even have another energy in their hands to use Cheer Up. We do get a Brock's Grit. We will hold off on basically everything else we could do and just go for the Spirit Burner. Man, what a great game we're having here. We do get a knockout, though. We do get 2 Pokemon to throw down. Charizard and Delphox are definitely good. Charizard is just good against the tag teams as a way to kind of close out games if need be. And we're going to take our prizes here. We did prize a few Pokemon, so maybe that's a little bit of an explanation. Hopefully off this Pokégear here, we can find a Bill's Analysis, maybe try to get some of these, or even a Brock's. We just want to get our Brock's into our hand so that we're not risking like just losing them. Alright, Double Blaze GX, 200 damage. We cannot win this turn with the Charizard. We could win this turn with Chandelure. There's Giant Hearth, so let's go with the Pokégear to start things off. Get a Bills. And yeah, we're just going to go for the Bills here. I don't think I want to discard any of this right now. And we get the Brock's. That's really what I wanted, was to not have to discard Brock's potentially once again. So let's go ahead and Fire Starter to this guy. We can Roaring Resolve to him. Get the 2. And we should be able to knock this out with Continuous Blaze Ball next turn. We'll definitely go ahead and Mystical Torch. And go for the Spirit Burner. I think we only discarded 1 again. It was a Chandelure though, so we'll put it down. And onto our opponent's turn. They heal the burn. 180 damage on this though. More than enough for Continuous Blaze Ball to get the KO to close out the game. They need to fully heal this. Even if they did that though, I think Continuous Blaze Ball is just going to do it for us. Acrobike discards a Flint. We didn't put the Giant Hearth in play because that could give them, you know, Welder outs. And there's an energy to the active. There is a Reset Stamp. Not sure that it's really going to matter though. Custom Catchers, maybe trying to stick something active. Oh no, they're just going to knock out this Charizard. Okay, that's their definitely best strategy. Don't know what I'm saying. And 230. Alright, so things can get a little sketchy here. Not the most Pokemon in the deck. Oh no. 7 energy in the discard as well. If we just mill our 2 Brock's Grit, we could be in trouble here. We could win the game this turn. I think we just need to get energy out of the deck. So let's Hearth away the Delphox. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Pokemon in the deck. Out of 18 cards we'll have. 2 Brock's Grit. So we want to discard Pokemon. Don't want to discard Brock's Grit. We'll definitely go for the Mystical Torch. That was bad. I almost forgot that. Definitely important. And I think we'll hold the energy. I think we only discarded 1. Wow. That is an issue with the deck. We do get down an Incineroar though, which will boost our damage in the future. And I mean, ultimately, like, we only need to do 90 more damage to close out this game. They could fully heal this though. They definitely could fully heal this. Mixed herbs plus great potions. We could be on a tricky spot. They also could power this guy up, but they can't power it up in 1 turn because they've already GX'd. Maybe if they play a tag switch. Baby Volcanion, that's pretty good for them. Switch into the Baby Volcanion. Just going to wait behind that for a turn. Fire Crystal. Alright, this game is definitely not over yet, guys. And I think, if anything, we just don't knock this out. Like, no, if we just get down a Charizard, though. That's all we need is to get down a Charizard. But they do have 2 Custom Catchers left. So we could lose, potentially. So let's just power this guy up. Do we just go for it for the discard? We'll definitely Mystical Torch at least. Two Brock's Grit, 1 Charizard. We could just wait. They've already switched. They need second switch to really do anything here. We'll start Fire Startering to the Delphox. It's the thing that can do the most damage. Of course, we can burn as well. Yeah. We're just going to pass. We can definitely just lose if we, like, discarded both our Brocks, or, like, even if we hit the Charizard, they just custom it up. I don't really know. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Here comes an Acrobike. He has played 1 switch. I really think... Okay, so he does play 2 switch. I was going to say there's a chance he only plays the 1 switch. Hitting into the Volcanion doesn't, like, do anything to... I guess it gets our Charizard down potentially a turn earlier. Oh, man, we just keep top-decking Pokemon. That's not ideal. Not good. Mystical Torch. Go for the Spirit Burner. I think we just discarded both our Brocks. No, we have one left still. We didn't hit a Charizard, though. Which is what we wanted. They heal burn. They've healed burn every time, I think. Cherish Ball. Or they're gonna discard it with the Giant Hearth and get a Fire Energy out of the deck, so that was their last Fire Energy. So they either have a couple in hand or they, you know, might have prized a couple. Here comes the Green's Exploration. Probably just gonna see some mixed herbs in here. And I think we're gonna lose this one potentially, guys. Because we do 150, 180, 200 with Fire Spin. They get a Green's Exploration and a Fire Crystal. I think they Flare Striked last turn, right? Yeah, so they have to Outrage. So they needed to not fully heal this. And we can't win this turn, though. If we had attached... No, it wouldn't have mattered because we don't have any energy left in the deck. So we just send up the Blaziken. Oh, we actually deck out. We actually deck out if they just pass the rest of the game. Huh. Well, I guess we can win with the ability here. We'll go ahead and just get this fully powered. And then we'll attach to this to pose the threat of retreating for game if they don't knock it out. Maybe they think that's the case. I guess we should have fire started to this, right? And then, yeah, if we had fire started to this last turn, then we can still get the double fire starter here, keep the energy in hand. But then if they ever just custom catcher one of these things, we lose as well. But he can also just get double catchers here and knock this out. He might have prized his other one of his other two catchers, though. He also could just have them in his hands. I guess we don't deck out first, though, because we have a Brock's Grit left, and they've played a bunch of cards now. Hoopa. Okay. So they're going to retreat into the Hoopa. Man, after a terrible start, we are still somehow going to lose this game. Actually only doing 90 to us. Alright, there's the Brox. So we need to put back Litwick, Chandelure, Charizard, and then some Fire Energies, I think. Brock's Grits, Litwick, Charizard, Chandelure. 3 fires. Go here with it. We need to put back a couple fires so that we can actually retreat something if need be. And to power up the Charizard. I think we just lose, guys. I actually think we're going to lose this game. There's the knockout. We have to knock this out, right? I mean, the only thing he can knock this out with is one of these super damaged Charizards. So if we just put the energy here from Firestarter. We have to discard 2 energies, though. I totally forgot about that. Totally forgot about the effect! At this point, we just got to, right? We don't have any catchers or anything. We get the communication. That's actually great. So we can communication in a Charizard, go get a Litwick. And they're just going to Flare Strike, knock us out. All we need is an energy to win now. All we need is an energy. Oh, that was their last prize! No! I totally wasn't even thinking through how many prizes they had left. Okay, well, I mean, that just kind of shows kind of how the fragility of this deck, though. The game plan is very straightforward, right? And if you mill too many good cards, you're just going to have a hard time. We milled a couple Brocks early, and then we got stamped into a couple Pokemon, which is definitely something that can happen. So, unfortunately, they're taking a loss to a Green Zard deck with Hoopa and Snorlax. Definitely very interesting from our opponent's side of the field. And once again, we just open up a completely trash hand. Unfortunately, turn 3 Chandelure, at least. We are going first. We get another Litwick that could save the day here. We'll just pass. This is looking literally exactly, basically exactly like our game, our last game. So here comes a treasure, gets rid of a Giratina. That's pretty good. Gonna get an Inkay. So top deck of Green's Exploration is probably best case scenario for us. But I think our first game kind of showcased the ideal strategy, right? You thin your deck down to just nothing, to where you're going to be hitting for a bunch with Spirit Burner or closing out the game with Charizard. There's the Distortion Door, Spell Tag onto the Tina. We attached a Psychic to the Ultra Necrozma here. Alright. We have to evolve this one, 100%. If we evolve this one, it can just get knocked out. And then we'll just go for Find a Friend. I guess we get a... Yeah, we just get a Litwick, for sure. We know we don't have any chance to put down a Delphox with Spirit Burner. I was going to say we could get a Lampent in case he doesn't knock this out, but I feel like he's always knocking this out here. There goes the Jinx into the deck, so that's good to know they play. Jinx can be an annoying card for sure. Lily for 6. Pretty good setup here, and this is what I show people when they say Malamar is inconsistent. Malamar is very consistent in this format. This guy is playing Ultra, though, which I personally don't like, but I can understand why people want to play it. It's good in the mirror, good to be able to one-shot stuff. Alright, so let's see what we hit here off the first Spirit Burner. We are going to put back a Delphox and get nothing. Just putting back Pokemon. Put down this. Go here. We will attach, and let's see what we hit here on our Spirit Burner. Do we get lucky? That was a couple Pokemon. Yep, 2 Pokemon. Charizard, Blaziken. That was pretty good. 2 pretty good ones to hit. That 10 damage is unfortunately pretty relevant here, and now it lets them just Photon Geyser for the knockouts. But if they do that, we can Continuous Blaze Ball for a KO. I guess with our communication, we could have gotten a Lampent to put on this guy, but I didn't want to take Pokemon out of the deck. Alright, so they're throwing some energies on Giratina. Here comes a Power Plant. That's not going to be super relevant. And yeah, they do get the knockout. But we will take 2 prizes. We'll be tied on prizes, but our Charizard is going to go down here immediately after. That's a Lampent. That's pretty good. That was probably our best top deck there. for Roaring Resolve. Get 2 energies. And here we go, continuous Blaze Ball for the KO. And we'll take 1 prize, 2 prize. I will take it. We can actually use the Brox to put some Pokemon back next turn. Because like I said, the Charizard is going down here. The 10 ping from Distortion Door is so good for them, and really unfortunate for us, for sure. Comes a Cynthia, they get that second Giratina. With the Spell Tag also not very good for us. And Shadow Impact. Let's see where they put the damage. Gonna put it on the active. I guess that's fine because we still need 2 Pokemon discarded to knock it out, so that probably makes the most sense, actually. We do get a Chandelure. We can Brox Grit, all the Pokemon, and an energy. And we can put back Delphox, get a Litwick down, so that we have something for the next turn if need to be. Go ahead and Fire Starter to it. So we're kind of in shambles, but we're not doing that bad. Oh, we just discarded a Brox. Only 1 Pokemon discarded. We do get a Charizard. We discarded Fire, Greens, Fire, and Brox. Alright, here comes Treasure. And we can knock this out with the Lampent, actually, save the Charizard and Fire Starter to it so that we might not have to use Roaring Resolve, which I think would probably be best. I'm thinking, right? Because if we didn't have to use Roaring Resolve and we were able to get a knockout, then they can't knock this out immediately. But we're going to knock this out. He can put 2 Spell Tag damage there anyway. So I think that actually just doesn't matter. Yeah, this one's looking tough here, guys. I'm not sure how we're going to be able to close it out. We will Roaring Resolve. Put the 2 there. I guess if anything, we Fire Starter to the Blaziken. And we'll go for that continuous Blaze Ball to take the knockout. Like I said, we could have taken the knockout with Fireworks and tried to play around the Blaze Ball, putting the damage counters on us. But if we do that, he'll definitely just put 2 from the Spell Tag onto the Charizard. So this one is looking like a loss, unfortunately. We do get the Dusk Stone, which is really good for us. You could even get Mew this turn to knock out our Lampent and leave this Charizard stuck active. Force us to like hit it again. That's probably not even necessary, though. I think if they just go knockout, even if we get a knockout, they should be able to close out the game. Alright, there's an energy to Giratina. 130 damage, enough to knock us out. They only have 1 prize. We're going to go out swinging, though. Game feels like it was close. It really, really wasn't, though, unfortunately. Just put the Pokemon in the deck. We'll go here. We'll Fire Starter because reasons. And we might not even get the knockout here. They just have win on board, though. We do get the knockout, at least. We'll throw a couple Pokemon onto our bench. We'll make it look closer than it was. We only had 2 prizes to their 1. But they are definitely going to be able to close this one out. So I definitely enjoy this deck. I think it's fun. But it just has a lot of problems. There's the consistency issues, and then if you just don't open up a greens, things feel really bad. Our first game showed off the deck, I think, really well to its good potential, and then we lost a close one in the second one. after my opponent and I both started really bad, and then in this one we just kind of started bad. But the deck is really fun. Shoutouts again to Azul for making a cool deck with a pretty consistent list. So give it a try if you guys are down for some Fire Boys, and let me know what you think of the deck. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is going to do it for me. I'm going to get out of here, and until next time, guys, take care.